The last breath of winter lingers in the air. The calendar says it's spring now, but it's not quite here yet. There are days still with snowfall. The trees stand bare, and the nights still hold a quiet chill. Just like the seasons of our lives, change doesn't come all at once. I really used to resist the season of winter, to rush through it or travel far away, doing anything to avoid the discomfort of the cold and the feeling of needing to be in survival mode. But after these past few months, I see winter for what it really is. A quiet teacher, a pause between what was and what's coming next. It gives us the chance to rest before kickstarting the energy of spring. Winter is honest. It doesn't pretend to be anything other than what it is. It strips everything down to the essentials, leaving behind only what truly matters. As my body has adjusted to the colder temperatures, I've realized it's not as daunting as I once believed. When I stop resisting what I've tried so hard to avoid, I often find something unexpected, a resilience, an adaptability, even beauty. Life is fluid and constantly changing. Finding a rhythm, adapting to a new environment, it all takes a little bit of preparation, but sometimes simple comforts like a warm nest or a hot cup of tea are so rewarding and make all the difference. So last November, Hurricane Helene swept through these mountains, leaving entire communities without power or communication for weeks. When the grid went down, so did access to clean water. And at first, we gathered it from the streams, but After flooding and storm surges, even those became contaminated. It was a stark reminder of how quickly things can change and how important it is to be prepared. I learned how much I need to shift my focus towards self-reliance, ensuring I have the right tools to navigate moments like these. I'm blessed I had the ability to generate power for my van from the solar panels, but honestly, I realized just how important water is for basic survival. I'm grateful to have partnered with Membrane Solutions for this video. They've provided me with some simple yet essential filtration systems that make a huge difference when access to fresh water is uncertain. One tool I'm adding to my emergency kit is their water filter straw, which simply allows you to drink directly from a stream or filter collected water on the spot, removing bacteria, chemicals, and other contaminants. It's also designed to attach to both water bottles and most hiking backpacks, making it incredibly versatile and something I'll definitely use on my hikes as well. Another tool I'm looking forward to utilizing in my home is their stainless steel countertop filter. It's a gravity-fed design and is extremely efficient for off-grid use. It utilizes UV light plus 3 internal filters that treat over 9,000 gallons, ensuring over 3 years worth of clean water for a family of 4. So far, it has filtered out heavy metals, bacteria, and chemicals, yet it keeps the minerals intact and creates some of the purest spring water I've tasted. There's definitely a peace of mind that comes with knowing I have reliable access to clean drinking water, and it's shifted the way I approach hydration. Instead of rationing or second-guessing my water sources, I can drink freely and abundantly, which has made a huge difference in how I feel day to day. Self-sufficiency isn't just about emergency preparedness, it's also about creating a sense of ease in everyday life. When I don't have to worry about the basics, I can focus more on being present. Well, it's been over a week since spring has officially started, and these rising temperatures feel nice, but it's quite a concern because humidity levels have been extremely low and winds have been quite high. This region in the southern Appalachian, as well as some neighboring states, have been under a total burn ban, but despite that, there have been multiple wildfires that have sparked across the region. What is fueling them is actually much of the debris from the past hurricane, so it's been quite a challenge for firefighters to keep it contained. So I'm honestly just getting physically, mentally, and all the ways prepared to evacuate if need be. There haven't really been any evacuation orders yet in my area, and thankfully I'm far enough away to where I can just get up and go. But authorities have recommended that we get our go bags ready, just backpacks that contain the necessities that you can just grab and go. And it really makes me appreciate my tiny home on wheels, because honestly this whole structure is a go bag, so all I really need to do is collect the animals and start the engine and leave. But yeah, life in the mountains has honestly felt like a cycle of extremes, from the hurricane to the polar vortices this past winter to these now wildfires. It's definitely been a wake-up call for me to stay vigilant and prepared, and really that's all we can do. Where I've been camping is actually close to national forests, and we have been smelling some of the smoke, but thankfully we are far enough away to where we can just get up and go. There are many water sources and streams that are surrounding the area, but it is important that we do clean up as much as we can, taking care of any trees that are compromised and are threatening the structures nearby, as well as just cleaning up as much as possible. So my thing right now is keeping an eye on local news and communities and seeing what's unfolding there, and also paying attention to the forecast because there are rains forecasted to start tomorrow and for the rest of the week. So really, I'm just kind of hoping that that is the case and that it comes through. After days of dry air and smoldering hills, the long-awaited rains finally arrived. The fires have died down, and with that, the burn ban has been lifted. The sound of rain after all this carries a different feeling. The way it taps against the roof, drips from the trees, and settles into the earth. It now feels like an energy restoring balance. And I know the animals and I are so grateful to be able to nestle down safely for another night. had some apples that have started to look a little sad, so I'm going to make a simple applesauce. It's such a comfort food and reminds me a lot of my grandmother, who always made this when I was growing up. Just do it. I'm realizing that preparation isn't just about being ready for emergencies. It's about making space for presence. When we take care of the essentials, when we create stability in the small things, it gives us the freedom to live more fully in the moment, to notice the way the light is shifting, the way the wind carries new scents, the way the land softens before it bursts into life. Time and experience truly do shape us. Just like the land, we adapt to what each season demands. Some moments call us to be still, to wait, to prepare. Other times, life pushes us forward without warning. But when we take the time to build a strong foundation, when we prepare, not from fear, but from wisdom, We can move with the changes instead of being uprooted by them. There's something about learning to trust the pace of nature that feels like an act of rebellion in today's world. We're taught to push through, to always be producing, to measure our worth by how much we get done. But nature doesn't force itself into bloom before it's ready. The trees don't rush to leaf out just because the calendar says spring has arrived. They wait for the right conditions, for warmth, for moisture, for the perfect moment to awaken. I feel like this chapter of life has been a lesson in contrasts. The slow thaw of winter alongside the urgency of wildfires. One moment demands patience, the next action. But nature doesn't rush, and I'm realizing society may not have to either. Just as the trees take their time before blooming, we can ease into this new season, taking deliberate steps, not sprinting, but moving forward with intention. Maybe in a world that constantly pushes us to do the next thing, there's wisdom in letting things unfold at their own pace. Well, I thank you so much for tuning in and catching up with me, and I hope you take such great care. Until next time.